From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
The All Indiana Podcast Network.
This is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now all the latest news.
Kylie Conway has all the news you need to know.
And more.
Please stand by.
Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is the News 8 Daily 8 for Wednesday, December 23rd. Today is the last mild day before snow and cold move back in. Highs in the mid-50s today with some pretty windy conditions. Rain tonight will change over to snow tomorrow morning, and central Indiana should see less than an inch. A clerk at an Indianapolis Dollar Tree store is in critical condition after being shot during a robbery. It happened around 8:30 last night at the store on East 75th Street and Shadeland Avenue. IMPD says officers were responding to a report of a robbery. When police got there, they say they found the clerk shot. There's no word on who could have done this right now. President Trump is casting doubt over the stimulus bill passed by Congress. He's asking lawmakers to make changes before he puts his signature on it. John Lawrence reports on the president's requests.
Less than 24 hours after Congress passed the $900 billion COVID-19 relief package, a pothole appears at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
I am asking Congress to amend this bill and increase the ridiculously low $600 to $2,000 or $4,000 for a couple.
President Donald Trump also says he wants Congress to rid the legislation of items he calls wasteful and unnecessary. But some of the president's complaints about provisions, like international funds, are part of the omnibus spending bill, not the COVID relief bill.
He has put Republicans in a bad spot who voted for this bill and Americans who are expecting checks, albeit these are not huge checks.
The president's message is getting support from two of his longtime political foes. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi tweeted, "At last, the president has agreed to $2,000. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer added, "We're glad to pass more aid Americans need." Sources tell CNN Trump's message is unlikely to kickstart new talks on the measure, which passed with veto-proof majorities and which Trump earlier said he would sign.
When he realizes that they're going to emasculate him by overriding his veto, he's going to sign the legislation. That's my prediction.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
And today, U.S. Surgeon General Jerome Adams will spend a second day with the Indianapolis health community. His goal this week is building trust in the COVID-19 vaccine with communities of color. This morning, Dr. Adams will participate in 2 roundtable discussions at Eskenazi Health in downtown. He'll also tour the campus. Yesterday, he took part in a webinar with Indiana health leaders on vaccine facts and myths for minority communities. Indianapolis could have its first shipment of Moderna's coronavirus vaccine today. It has good timing since state health leaders say supply of the Pfizer vaccine is limited. As News 8's Demi Johnson reports, they hope they can fill some gaps with 2 options.
More than 40,000 Hoosiers have been vaccinated so far. 50,000 more are on a list to receive their first doses by January 4th.
This is going to be a scarce resource for a really long time.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Lindsay Weaver is asking for patience.
We received a total of 55,000 Pfizer doses on Friday, and then yesterday received an additional 39,000. So we know that we have over 400,000 healthcare providers in Indiana. And so we are not where we need to be.
But she says we could be there very soon.
We have already put in our allocation order for the Moderna vaccine and are waiting confirmation when that will receive. We will receive it. That could come as early as tomorrow, maybe Thursday.
Right now, the plan is for Moderna to go directly to long-term care facilities. At that point, the state will begin vaccinating patients and get to staff who haven't been able to get into hospitals for their first dose.
That's going to start on December 28th. So this coming Monday.
Yep, that's what I wanted to hear. I know you, as the Rolling Stones say, you don't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you might get what you need, and we need it.
Governor Eric Holcomb says it'll take some time before there's enough vaccine for everyone, and while he wishes that weren't the case, he's happy to be where we are.
We're thankful that we're at this point right now, and we're not waiting next year or 2 years from now or 10 years from now, as some vaccines have taken. And the point is, we have a protocol in place, a plan in place that extends for weeks out.
Weaver is confident being able to use both Pfizer and Moderna will keep those plans more regular in the coming weeks.
Once we get through these holidays and we get consistent shipments of the vaccines, that we'll be able to fall into a better steady state where all of our hospitals will know exactly how much vaccine they have, and so that we can get those appointments filled and scheduled in a timely manner.
In Indianapolis, I'm Demi Johnson for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
State health officials also say a growing number of people in Indiana want the vaccine. Data from a recent survey found 57% of people would get the shot. 34% said they were unsure. Kroger Health says it will hold COVID-19 vaccination clinics across the country. The company says it's working with the federal government and state health departments to roll out the vaccine. Kroger Health says it's starting with vaccinating healthcare workers in Alaska this week. The company announced it's hiring almost 1,000 people to support the clinics. And the U.S. government is close to a deal to get tens of millions of additional doses of Pfizer's vaccine. A person with knowledge of the negotiations tells the Associated Press that the deal is in exchange for helping the drug maker gain better access to manufacturing supplies. The government currently has a contract with Pfizer for 100 million doses of its vaccine. There are no details on the timing or delivery. An error in the state health department's positivity rate calculation is prompting a change in the way that figure is recorded. Dr. Chris Box says the error came from the software system causing inaccuracies. The new calculation will divide all positive tests for the week by the total tests administered. The state says it's more logical than what they had been doing, which was adding each day's positivity rate for a week and dividing it by 7. Dr. Box apologized for the mistake, and the state health department will make the changes to its recording process beginning next week. And once that calculations are fixed, the state's overall positivity rate could slightly increase, and some countries could see a slight decline. A program helping small businesses in Indiana get through the pandemic has been extended. Over the past several months, the state has handed out grants ranging from a few $100s to $20,000. It's called the Restart Indiana Grant. It's a program funded by $31 million of money from the CARES Act. ITMA did learn that once that money is gone, the program will end. The deadline to apply is January 22nd. Bars and Fishers will not open to ring in the new year. The city's health department is ordering bars, along with restaurants and nightclubs, to close indoor dining services between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. The order goes into effect on Christmas Day and runs until January 8th. According to the department, the order is part of an effort to curb New Year's Eve gatherings amid rising COVID-19 numbers. And the nation's top infectious disease expert is warning that the pandemic could get worse if people gather for the holidays. Dr. Anthony Fauci is urging people to be careful. Fauci says that doesn't mean you have to call off Christmas. He's just saying to be more careful, limit traveling, and congregate with a limited number of people. He adds that preferably you should stay with people in your household or just a few close people who are taking extra precautions. President Trump has pardoned 15 people and commuted the sentences of 5 others. 2 of the pardons are for people involved in the Russia investigation, including former Trump campaign aide George Papadopoulos. He pleaded guilty to lying to authorities. Also on the list is former U.S. Congressman Duncan Hunter, who is in prison for stealing campaign funds. The 4 Blackwater guards involved in a deadly shooting of Iraqi civilians will also now be free. The federal government is taking Walmart to court. It's over the company's alleged role in the nation's opioid crisis. The DOJ accuses Walmart of violating federal law by selling thousands of prescriptions for controlled substances that its pharmacists knew were invalid. Walmart filed a preemptive countersuit in October. It's accusing the government of trying to scapegoat the company for its own failures. Finally, to the Pacers, Christmas is coming early for basketball fans. Bankers Life Fieldhouse will see action tonight as the team tips off the season against the New York Knicks. Though fans won't be able to watch the game from the stands, the season will look different because of the pandemic, of course. NBA teams will play a shortened 72-game schedule, and those aren't the only changes. Tonight's game marks the beginning of Nate Bjorkgren era. The new head coach has had 3 weeks to get the team back in shape, and from the looks of how the team's doing and what the team's tweeted out, they are ready for the action, and you can catch the Pacers in their new pinstripe jerseys when they take the court tonight. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway. Online at wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
Check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.
allindianapodcastnetwork.com.